The founder and executive chairman of Fanatics, Michael Rubin, kicking off this hour. How are you?
You give me new opportunities already. Let's
go. You know, Commissioner, you know what's missing from that? From that is the Fanatics logo. You can make one of these, right, if you need to.
I mean, I think it's pretty special as is, but we'd be happy to add the Fanatics logo to add just more to it.
So, how did you start this? Walk me through the beginning of you now building what is a behemoth in Fanatics.
Well, actually, we don't think of ourselves that way at all. We honestly still think we're in the early days of the business, and we're just getting going. We really feel that way. That's just not like some elevator line. I look every day and say we have so much opportunity ahead of us. I think we're early in the first quarter of the game, and I think we've got so much more to do in the future. But for me, you just talked about Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
that was not me. I was like the world's worst athlete. I was equally bad a student.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Philly.
Okay.
And
so this is okay. Right.
Yeah,
okay.
And there was only one thing I was good at. I was working. Like I loved work and I loved business. And so I started as an entrepreneur, like literally as a kid, and 8-10 years old, and just always selling different things. And so my first real company was a company called GSI Commerce that eBay bought in 2011 for $2.5 billion. And when they bought the company, there was a business called Fanatics, which was a teeny business, and it owned inventory. It wasn't something they were interested in. So we bought it back. It was only about a $250 million business then, and really was not very differentiated, not very special. And so I really started with the business in 2011. That's when I became 100% locked in and focused on how do we build the best experience for the fan? How do we really globalize this business? How do we verticalize this business? How do we just, up-level everything we're doing for the fan? And it's been great. We've been at it for 10 years, and I think I'll be doing this another 30 or 40 years. So long as, if I'm on this planet, I'm going to be doing this.
Well, when did you first knock on the NFL's door? Or vice versa?
So it's actually a great story. So I did that as part of my old company that eBay bought. I started approaching the NFL probably in 2001, 2002. There was a sushi place called Haru that was in the building of the NFL. And I think I probably had 200 meals at Haru before I actually won the business with the NFL and got in business with the NFL. So my sushi intake, my mercury is very high just from trying to win the NFL's business.
So you literally started on the ground floor.
Started on the ground floor for sure.
At a restaurant.
Yeah, I still remember what I ordered every time when I went there. So yeah, so I think we got in business with the NFL in 2006, but we started pitching them in 1999 when I started GSI Commerce. So it was probably a 7-year kind of cycle to get in business together. But they've been incredible partners. The NFL's business has grown tremendously while we've been together. And what's been great is, we're always thinking about how do we improve the fan experience? How do we, grow our assortment? How do we innovate? And, I think, both businesses kind of growing together. And it's been a lot of fun so far.
So how do you with the NFL? I mean, how does one innovate with the NFL? Because change sometimes with the National Football League is takes a while.
Yeah, well, for us, look, we're a super aggressive entrepreneurial company that's always thinking about like how do you do what's best for the fan? How do you innovate? And like at the end of the day, we carry 1.5 million SKUs in our original business. So today, Fanatics is much bigger than the merchandise business where we start. We call that Fanatics Commerce, and that business today has 1.5 million SKUs that sports fans globally buy. And that's, if you think about the complexity, 1 year the Bengals aren't so good, the next year they're in the Super Bowl. And, that's what's amazing about our business. We can have a team that's, the 32nd team in the league 1 year, and they could be the best team in the league. For the Tampa Bay Bucks, we're probably one of the least performing teams before Brady got to Tampa Bay. And, a year later, they were the number one team in the NFL. So we deal with, really big assortments. We keep creating new products, growing the market, bringing new brands into the NFL. And you kind of joked about all the different products we sell, but we also work with 150 incredible vendors that we buy from. So that's what makes up the 1.5 million SKUs that makes Fanatics so special in the merchandise business. What's interesting today is that we're really evolving the business. Where we started in the merchandise business originally, now we're in the trading cards business, we're in the NFT business, we're getting into the online sports betting and iGaming business. We're an investor in Lids, the retail business. So I think we think about the future for Fanatics as how do we have billions of fans globally that look at Fanatics as a beloved brand. They get all the digital sports needs from us. So how do we give them the best experience for online sports betting and iGaming? How do we give them a great experience for merchandise, NFTs, trading cards, over time, potentially live sports, ticketing? So we see this really as kind of a platform that can give sports fans globally, everything they want and give them a better experience. And everything we think about is about how do we improve the experience for the fan.
Michael Rubin here on the Rich Eisen Show. Look, I know you already own a piece of the Sixers, but what do you mean by live sports? What do you mean by that?
Like
look, Fanatics is going to start a league or
no,
TV? Or like, what are you talking about?
I think when we think about, today we have, close to 100 million sports fans, and over time we'd like to have billions of sports fans that, come to Fanatics for all of the digital sports needs. And one of those things could be streaming live sports. And we think that, that's something long-term that's very interesting to us. Certainly a very competitive business today. But we think about, as a sports fan comes to, Fanatics, how do we give them so many things they want in one place and really improve the experience as a result of that? So we think long-term it's really interesting for us. We think about media as an interesting long-term business for us.
Well, are you going to start a sports network or something like that?
Yeah, look, I think, you've seen us get into the trading card business from scratch. You've seen us get into the NFT business from scratch. You've seen us get into the online sports betting night gaming business from scratch. And I think over time, media is something that definitely fits well for us. So, on the other side, we're doing a lot today, and we recognize that. We grew up in the merchandise business, and that business is still growing very quickly as we continue to grow the market. But each of these new businesses are helping the other businesses strengthen and kind of do more for the fan.
Now, so I'm just like kind of workshopping it here. So like,
let's do it.
Programs like shoulder programming for your merchandise or for your other digital businesses, and using the conversation of sports, or maybe even showing a live sport to somebody.
Yeah, long term that absolutely makes that makes sense for us.
So while you're listening about sports, you want that hat, you want that shirt, you want that NFT,
so
you want
we
that.
Want someone could be watching, a game in their city, and they could say, "Hey, I want to bet on that game. I want to buy that jersey. I want to, I watch that media. I want to, hey, I want to go to a game. I want to get a ticket to that game.
Right.
Hey, I want an NFT of that great play that just happened. I want a trading card make to order." So all these things go together, and that's been the really interesting thing. Is Fanatics really has advantages that they give to the fan. Is when you can put these things together in one place, you can really improve the experience. And long term, our vision is you're going to go to one kind of super app of sports. You're going to be able to do so many different things from Fanatics, and in everything we do, we're going to say, how do we do it better for the fan? How do we improve it? Like, I'll give you an example today.
Sure.
We're building regional distribution centers, throughout the country to figure out how do we get the merchandise to fans more quickly? How do we, make better products? How do we, keep expanding the market? And that's the things that we think about in every business that we get into.
So where do you think, again, the executive chairman and founder of Fanatics, Michael Rubin, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. So how do you see, you mentioned it like I think 3-4 times already, sports gambling. How do you see the advent of it being more prevalent now? There's, I think, 3 different sports betting partners of the NFL, words I never thought I would ever say into a microphone, let alone existing. How do you see this manifesting further?
Yeah, look, I think if you look globally, online sports betting and other forms of gambling online are enormous business. I think they're good businesses globally, and I think we're very early in America and in North America, and I think this will be a big business here the same way it is other places in the world. And I think long term it's going to be a big business and eventually a good business. Today, economically it's still a tough business for the operators in the near term, but I think it's going to be something that at the end of the day sports fans want to do. And so if we just think about it strictly from the fans' perspective, which is the way I like to think, fans want to bet on sports. They want to do it the right way, and they want to do it in the best experience. And to us, the ability to bundle a bunch of these products together is going to give us a huge, advantage to best serve the fan.
Which sport that you're most closely involved with is at the forefront of this, you think, or is more open to it than any other?
I think all sports are open to it, to be honest. And you kind of said you never thought you'd say those words in a microphone. I always thought you would. Yeah, 100%. And I would have told you that 10 years ago.
You'd have been kicked out of Haru, in 2001.
Listen, I've been kicked out of a lot of places, and they've had good judgment for kicking me out. So
they'd have kicked you out of there, man. If you told the NFL, like in 2001, I want to talk sports gambling.
Yeah, but sometimes you just got to be patient and wait. And today, I think I'm still a kid. I'm really not. I'm 49 now, but I'm going to be at this in another 30, 40 years, like I said, so long as I'm on this planet. And I think markets evolve, markets grow. It's our job to think about where's the world going, not in a quarter or a year, but where's it going 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. Sports gambling, it's great for sports, and that so long as fans do it responsibly, it's something that fans want to do, and it's also it better engages with our favorite players, our favorite teams, and I think it brings more excitement to the sports business.
Michael Rubin here on the Rich Eisen Show. So I guess what else is exciting you? Like what else is on your mind? Super Bowl week as you're out here. What else is going on with you that you want to...
Listen, for me, I'm excited every day when I wake up. I'm one of the worst sleepers in the world. I went to bed last night about 11 o'clock. I woke up at 2:45. I said, please let me go back to bed tonight. Tonight's the night I'm going to be able to fall back asleep.
What'd you look at your phone? Is that what you did? What did you do?
I started sending emails, text messages, responding to stuff. And,
oh my God.
I never went back to bed. And so, I wake up every day passionate about what I'm doing. I'm having a blast. I mean, for me, I think I'm one of the luckiest people in the world to be able to build, what I hope can be one of the biggest technology companies, one of the biggest companies in sport, and do it around so many look, at the end of the day, without the incredible sports properties we work with, the leagues, the teams, the players associations, the universities, we're nothing. So I feel really fortunate to be leading this company. And what am I thinking about? I keep thinking about two things.
Yes.
How do we best service the fan, number one, and number two, what are the new things we can do to kind of add incremental value to the fan? And so that's beyond exciting. I mean, I was kind of focused all my energy for the first 10 years about how to innovate the merchandise business. And now we're thinking about how to do this across so many different digital sports businesses. And it's fun. It's great. It's like you wake up excited and you're passionate. Mm-hmm. When you're so excited, you can't even sleep. That's a pretty good thing.
Right. And so you got the NFL merchandise business. The Fanatics Super Bowl party is on Saturday at 2 Eastern time. At 2 p.m. out here, pretty much. You got that going on?
It is, yeah. I'm going to turn my phone off starting about 3 days ago because I get about 100 text messages a day from people trying to come to the party.
Oh, I thought you said from Daryl Morey. I thought that was B.
No, I got that joke well, but no.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
All right.
So, parties actually, we do have, we think we have the best party Super Bowl weekend, and so it's always a blast.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion's performing. We got several great performers. Doja Cat, Little Baby, all incredible people at the top of their career, and just incredible performance. But for us, what our party's about is about bringing people together that are really important to us. We've never, we don't sell tickets or sponsorships or anything. This is just all about bringing the people that are most important to Fanatics together in one place. Right. And there's so many people like, look, we realize how fortunate and lucky we are to work in this industry. So we want to, do something to just kind of bring all the special people together in one place. So it's always a fun party. Fortunately, we couldn't do it last year because of COVID. We did it in Miami. It was a pretty great event, and we're looking forward to it again. I think I've changed for anyone who I know. Yes. My number's changed. I have a new number, and I'll resume that number again Saturday about 7:00.
I like that. And then what's the latest on the Reform Alliance? What do you got for me there?
Reform Alliance making great progress. For everyone who doesn't know the story, we started that when one of my really close friends, Meek Mill, went to prison for something I didn't know you could go to prison for, which was not committing a crime. And I watched this happen in front of my eyes in late 2017, where he had popped a wheel in a motorcycle, and he got a traffic ticket that turned into going to jail for 2 to 4 years because there was a probation violation. So we've now, as soon as he got out of prison, we put together an incredible group of people: Robert Kraft, Clara Sy, Robert Smith, Jay-Z, Meek, Mike Novogratz, Lauren John Arnold, just incredible group of people who have founded this organization. We've had some great people put big money behind it. Jack Dorsey, who's been an incredible donor to this. We probably raised close to $100 million now. We're focused on doing really two things.
Yes.
One is on changing the laws on a state-by-state basis that don't allow people to go to prison who don't commit crimes. And something that people will never understand, 25% of the people that go to prison each year don't commit a crime. Okay? They go for technical violations. That means someone showed up late for a probation meeting, or someone couldn't make a probation meeting, or they tested positive for smoking marijuana. And so when I watched this happen to one of my close friends, Robert Kraft, Jay-Z, myself, Meek, we're like, we got to do something about this. So we've now changed laws in more than a dozen states. We've helped get more than 500,000 people that shouldn't be in the system off of probation, out of prison, not on probation any longer. So we're really committed to fixing the underlying laws. For me, when you see a problem, I don't want to fix it, kind of person by person. I want to fix the underlying systemic issue. And that's what the Reform Alliance is all about. The other thing we're focused on is educating people. Mm-hmm. Like if I said to you, hey, Rich, would you believe that 25% of the people that went to prison each year didn't actually commit a crime? What would you say to me?
I would say I believed it, unfortunately.
Okay. But that, by the way, so I appreciate you telling me that's not the normal answer. I think people that are affected by the criminal justice system, they usually understand it. That's about a quarter of the country. Right. The other 75% who haven't, had someone involved, they don't get it all. I didn't get it all. And people were like, why'd you get into it? I only got into it because I watched what my friend went. Yeah. And had I not, I would have never done anything about it. But, I think when things happen, you gotta things happen for a reason. And, Meek went to prison, 4 different times for not committing a crime. And, now, his case was finally, taken out of court. He's no longer on probation. He doesn't have to get his permission. He used to have to call to get permission to pick his kid up at school. Literally. He lived in downtown Philadelphia. His son lived 10 minutes across the bridge in New Jersey, and he couldn't pick his son up without getting permission from the court. And when he called, they say, no, you can't pick your kid up from literally 10 minutes away. So, I'm proud of the work we're doing. We have a great CEO, Robert Rooks, who's done an amazing job. And, we're focused on, like I said, educating people and changing laws.
Well, Reform Alliance, obviously Fanatics, we all know about that as well, and everybody should, just not reach out to you for tickets to your party, but it still
They can all
exists.
call you, though. I'm fine for that. Everyone should hit you directly, and I heard you're a great source of information.
Right there we go. Okay.
Plus 3.
Yeah, well,
Who do you love the most? Hold on. If you had to pick up this,
we already know.
If you had to pick, who do you love the most?
He sat in the commissioner's box.
No. Who do you love the most? Like me, of these guys you're talking about?
Everyone here.
Oh, I
We're
would.
gonna let you pick your favorite. Maybe.
Oh my God, this is a start bench cut right here.
Let's do it.
This is what we call an offline discussion.
I think you listen. You should.
Is this how you run your meetings at your company?
Yeah, we like decisive.
Which one do you love the most?
Yeah, who do you love
we
the
love
most?
you, Michael.
Whoever you love in the room the most, we'll get that person to the party with you.
Okay, very good.
I can't believe you don't choose.
I can't. They're all my babies. They're all my babies.
Michael, maybe I'll ask. Maybe I'll hit up Macris and ask if he can maybe slide me in.
He's got no juice, by the way. He's trying
Are you
hard.
dropping names?
Yeah.
Are you dropping names?
He knows one of my brothers, and
well, he's a diehard Sixer fan. I think that he wants more information.
Yeah,
out of you
we
than
like
just
him,
that.
but we love him. By the way, he's got the right team selected.
He loves the Sixers,
and we love him.
A diehard. Okay, Michael, and I'll say it on the air. You are so generous for the run every year for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. You help elevate it. You and Mark Lurie together elevate this thing to heights that I'm very humbled by, and I greatly appreciate it. Always.
So thank you, but I got to tell you something.
welcome.
I thank you because you're the one who's doing all the work. It's easy to be a check writer. It's hard to do the work, and the one who does the work deserves all the credit.
Thanks, brother.
I can tell you, I've learned that with the Reform Alliance. We work hard on that, and that's what we put our blood, sweat, and tears into.
Yeah.
But what you're doing with that, I know how passionate you are about it. I know how much you hustle. I know how many people tell me about it each year. So congrats to what you're doing. It's truly incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate that, especially since I do unfortunately put literal blood, sweat, and tears into the run. That's my problem.
Yeah. No, the fortunate thing is, by the way, you haven't got me out there yet because I didn't want you to see somebody
Do you want to run? Do you run? Do you want to?
I'm actually terrified of it. I would not want to publicly humiliate myself.
You should be,
I'll
by the
race
way.
you on one condition.
All right. What's that?
You go on 1 foot. You have to hobble. I go on 2 feet. I think that's fair.
Yeah, that's the way I run with 2 feet, unfortunately, Michael.
Same. That's why I just thought you're training for it. I'm going to do it with 10 seconds notice. So at my old age, I don't want to take an injury. So I think 1 leg to 2 leg.
I feel like we're both, New York. I'm a New York Jew. You're from Philadelphia, right? And I realized that in order for me to succeed in the sports world, I needed to talk about it. You needed to build a company, and that's why we don't run. That's why we don't run.
Right.
But at any rate, thank you for everything you do with the run. Really appreciate that.
My honor.
Everybody follow Michael Rubin at Michael Rubin on Twitter and Instagram. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.